Yes. I guess let's go him first. Sure.
I come from the manufacturing side or the industrial side of Jackson. My family moved here in 1950. They owned the factory. I owned the factory for 32 years. I watched the industrial side of Jackson be decimated. What would you do about the federal government and the governments at large to get rid of incentives to take the jobs overseas and give incentives to bring them back home? What would you do in that regard?
Well, I think one, there should be no business tax. There should be no business taxes.
Business has never paid a tax in its life.
It all goes to consumer, but it puts hurdles in your way because you have to pass it on to something. The regulatory issues, when we have multiple regulatory agencies, whether it be MI-07 or OSHA, let's decide what we're going to do. I prefer that we have one entity, and in this case, if we're going to regulate interstate commerce, let's have OSHA, but one, so you know which widget to leave for them to pick up and say that's a violation. Well, we got that one out of the way. They're not worried about MI-07. If you want to do it the other way, it's fine with me also. The Bush tax cuts are a perfect example that go away January 1 of 2011. We're all going to feel that. And you think about capital gains. What further disincentive is given to businesses, family-run businesses, farms? The death tax in passing on a business or a farm. Normal people, average people, are getting hit with these taxes. Those are disincentives that China doesn't deal with. When we get environmental regulations, I was raised on the south side of Chicago. I worked at U.S. Steel right out of high school. I remember literally chewing the air. I had a 57 Buick Special, two-tone, black bottom, white top. When I came out of the mill at night, it was a pink and black Buick Special with that pink ore dust, the red ore dust all over it. That's what we breathe. You don't breathe it like that now. We've done some good things in cleaning up the air and the water. Lake Erie hasn't caught on fire in a while. You can look straight to the bottom, see those walleyes. Those are good things. But when we're in competition against China, who could care less about the smokestacks and what they're doing to develop their own revolution now, their industrial revolution that we did, we got to realize we're in competition with China and India. My daughter lives in Kampala, Uganda. You can chew the air there. It's a third world country. They're not going to abide by our standards. I think we have to moderate and say, yes, we want to keep it as it is. We want to encourage progress there. But there is a point where the tipping point hits, and we start to frustrate expansion, and we start to go backwards, and we will become, I'm not saying become a third world country, but we'll be a country that's diminished and not able to care for our own or allow the creativity of business and industry to continue to expand. Because I don't think our economy is only based upon technology in the sense of the service industry or computer science industry, those things. I think there still has to be manufacturing.
You think we're at a tipping point now?
I think we're close to it.
Beyond it.
Paul Ryan talks about it when he's got this very aggressive budget overhaul, which takes in Social Security, Medicare, all of the entitlements, the budget process. And Paul, I know when he spoke to the Hillsdale College group, he talked about that tipping point. He's an economist himself and looks at it and is very concerned. Now, I know that Larry Arnn, president of Hillsdale, told him, hey, don't talk about tipping point. America can go past the points that generally be considered tipping points. We can turn things around without getting to that. But I think we have to have a mindset that says, can something be too clean? Well, no, and yes. We have to move with the progress, and that environment issue has to move with realistic progress as well. I majored in forestry and land management when I went to university out of high school. I'll stand up to anybody in being the one who wants to be a good steward of the resources we have. When I I stand in a cold trout stream, I want to be able to see the brown, or the brookie, or the rainbow in that stream, and I want to be able to eat it. But I also want to have a job to be able to buy that shotgun, or buy that license. And I want to be able to drink my well water off my farm that I've lived there for 32 years. But I think there's that